Police in India are investigating Twitter after the social media giant tagged a post by a ruling party spokesman as manipulated media. On Monday, police attempted to serve a notice to Twitter in connection with the case. Now, a few days back, a ruling party spokesman shared a document purportedly prepared by the opposition Congress Party highlighting the government's failures in its handling of the second wave of India's coronavirus pandemic. The Congress said the document was fake, following which Twitter attached the manipulated media label to the tweet. Police soon received a complaint about that categorization. Now, it isn't the only instance of the government being sensitive to what's being posted on Twitter. Last month, the government asked the platform to take down some 50-odd tweets critical of Prime Minister Modi's handling of the pandemic. And a few days back, it ordered all social media companies to remove references to the term Indian variant when it came to describing the B1617 coronavirus variant prevalent in India. The government said the term was false and amounted to social media misinformation. And joining me now from Delhi is Apar Gupta. He's Executive Director of the Internet Freedom Foundation, an organization campaigning for digital rights in India. Apar, now based on what's happened in recent months, do you get a sense that the Indian government wants to control the narrative on social media and particularly Twitter?
This is particularly area of concern which has arisen in recent months, given certain regulations which are just coming into force for large social media platforms on 25th of May. And secondly, also given due to the mishandling of the coronavirus pandemic, which has caused large amounts of deaths in India and leading to a turn of public opinion where many people are taking to social media to criticize the central government as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Is this a case of the government trying to manage its image on social media?
This has been quite often something which has been sensed by social media users as well as voiced by members of the media across op-ed pages in many Indian newspapers that this is a government which is trying to manage the fallout of the public criticism and is in fact very invested in ensuring that online conversation is controlled and a narrative is there where they are not put towards an extensive form of critique. This is also because, and one should remember, is that the international press has been fairly objective in assessment of the huge amount of death as well as injury which has taken to people due to the lack of emergency healthcare and the near total collapse of the healthcare system in India.
How would you assess how Twitter and, for that matter, other social media platforms have responded to this pressure from the government to either take down tweets or to block tweets or to remove certain tags on certain tweets?
So, large social media companies in India have come under pressure most recently on 21st of May, where two letters were sent across. The first concerns a political controversy in which the government has objected to certain spokespersons who belong to the political party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, from which this government has been formed, and their tweets being labeled as manipulated media by Twitter. So a letter has been sent on 21st of May to Twitter, and Twitter has also been called in for police investigation. So there is a substantial amount of pressure being exerted to them. However, Twitter till date has not removed this label of manipulated tweets. The second is a letter dated again on 21st of May. This is to all social media platforms in which the government has objected to labeling of a variant of the COVID-19 strain as the Indian variant and has even stated that this kind of denominative description needs to be removed from all social media platforms, which would involve a large amount of censorship because there needs to be keyword-based filtering, which social media companies will not be able to implement without causing a large amount of takedowns of even tweets and scientific information, for instance, WHO advisories.
Now, Apar, where does this leave the freedom of expression in India, the right of every social media user, or for that matter, Twitter user, if you're talking specifically about Twitter, to post what they feel, to post their opinion online?
The Constitution of India provides for a very clear guarantee of a fundamental right to freedom to speak, to voice, and also to receive information, which has been recognized routinely by the Supreme Court of India. It extends to the internet. And these two letters, which have been issued which are not without with any basis in law, constitute is what is an illegal form of censorship. Yet at the same point in time, there is an increase in government power, which is coming through another set of regulations which come into effect tonight on May 25th, which are called the intermediaries rules. So the government is looking to exert more and more authority, power on social media platforms. It is leaving little room for users and is causing a chilling impact on people's ability to voice political opinion freely
Right.
on social media. One needs to remember that a large number of the users, close to about 600 million active connections for the internet exist in India
Right.
today, and a lot of them are users of these platforms.
Apar Gupta, we'll leave it there for the time being, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.